Hello, good evening and welcome back to my channel. My name is Cynthia. In today's tutorial, I will be completing this video. Okay, I did a tutorial. I uploaded a tutorial on Tuesday on how to cut this beautiful dress you are seeing here. And today I am going to be showing you how to put them all together. Alright, if you're wondering how I made this dress, I'll be putting the link below on how to cut it so that you go and watch it. Okay, so if today is your first time of coming to our channel, please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and don't forget to subscribe. If at the end you find it very helpful. All right, we're going to go right in to the business of of today. So please don't go anywhere. Make sure you watch the video till the end. So I'm going to start with the back side. Although I went ahead to join my linings together, I joined the linings, and then this is a line. I joined the two back lining, and also I did the same thing to the main fabric. All right, I did the same thing to the main fabric. So I'm going to put that yoke you are seeing in between what the lining and the fabric. As you can see, I put the yoke in between it, and then I will stitch it together. I'll go ahead to do what my turn up, and then I'm going to leave the neck area that way, because remember I'm going to add a collar. So don't forget to also iron your seams. All right, don't forget to iron it. So this is the skirt part. I went ahead to turn up the lower bodice. I did my turn up, and then I ironed them neatly. So once I was done with that, I also ironed the back side. This is the back side. Okay, I also did the iron. Sorry, I didn't show this aspect. You already know how to do this. I just assume you already know how to do it, because this is a very advanced class. So if you are here, it means you know how to do the skirt part. Okay, so this is the upper side of my body. This is the upper side. I used the princess that, remember, in the cutting. So I went ahead to join together. I already have a video on how to join a lot of princess that. I'll be putting the link below. So I felt there was no need of showing it. So I added my interfacing, and added my light wording and the hard wording. Okay, so but at the time I discovered that using the foreign cup was the best, but the client I'm working with is a very busted person, so that was why I had to use my light wording. So I had my lining cut the same thing. I'm using the cotton lining. Okay, so I'll set this aside, and then we are going to start joining. But before I start joining, remember the cape we did. I'm supposed to be joining the cape this way, but okay, this particular cape is still single, so I'll be cutting outwards and the lining, and then I will add facing towards to the lining part. So this is the facing I added to the lining part. So I am going to stitch it together, trim it and turn it up, then iron it so that we can start joining it to the main dress. So I'm going to go off camera and do my the cape turn up, and then we'll come back. So you're seeing what I'm doing there. So that is how I'm going to join it. I'm going to join it first, and then I will now use my lining to turn it up. Okay, and think you should do it that way so that you will get a perfect finishing. All right, so I'll place my cape first, and then I'll turn it up. Okay, so this is for the front part. Now what I did was I had to join the two shoulders. Okay, I joined the two shoulders together, both the front and the back shoulder. The reason I did this, so that it was going to I'll be able to sew the collar together. Okay, remember the collar. So now I'm going to notch the center part of that the front part, and then I'm going to grab my collar, and then I'll start joining the collar parts. Now I was supposed to put the back side. I was supposed to join the back side that's the back yoke to the main back. But I discovered it was going to be hard for me if I do that. So I decided to join the two shoulders, that's both the front yoke and the back yoke together, before I would start joining was the body. So that was what I did. So I decided to leave um the upper bodies, and I said, let me join the yoke front. So I brought the yoke, both the back and front, joined the two shoulders together, and now it's time to what, to join the collar. Now I was actually supposed to um sew my collar in between the the yoke and the lining, because I cut a lining for my yoke. I used the net and white net to cut out my the lining for my yoke. But I decided to what? I decided not to do it that way. I decided to just sew and then weave the neck parts. But I advise that you sew on the net, on the, that is the lace net, and then use your normal white net to turn up your work. So do it that particular way. All right. So once I was done with joining my collar, I'm going to show you how it came out. So once I was done with joining the two collars together, I I brought the front part. Okay, I did my turn up for the front. Remember, I was supposed to turn up. I was supposed to put my net in between. Okay, my yoke in between, and turn up my lining. All right. So now this is when I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. So the back side, I'm starting with the back side. So I'm going to turn up the yoke for the back side, and then I'm going to show you how it is. All right. So this is it. I hope you understand what I did there. So this is the back side. All right. So I had to start with the back side. I turned out the back yoke. So once I did this, I'm going to do the second one, the second back. All right. So this is it. And then once I was through with this, I will now go to the front part. So this is the back yoke, the back side. I've added the yoke to it. So now I'm going to join the skirt part, the lower part of the skirt, towards to the upper side. Remember, I started with the from the yoke to the upper bodies, and from the upper bodies to the to the skirt part. So I'm going to join it, and I'll do all my turn up. And then there's no much for the front side. It is the back that there's not much for the back side. It is the front side that you need to understand very well. All right, the back is easier than the front. So we're going to just jump over to the front, so that you can see how we managed to do. So this is the front part. I went ahead to use my pins to hold the cape together. All right. So once I was done with holding it with pin, I'm going to just stitch it. You can see how it is. I'm going to hold it secured very well. And if you look at the shoulder, at that place, there is line. All right. Before I got to um where my armhole stopped, I had to um leave about 2 inches unsewn. Okay, why is that kind of inch? Let me use that English. So I didn't sew 2 inches before I got to my armhole. Now that 2 inches is going to help us to do both our trimmings, and then it will also help us to join well. All right. So when I'm turning up, I won't be turning up that 2 inches at the very close to the armhole. So what I'm going to do now is I will join my cape. All right. So once I was done with joining the cape, I'll just take my lining and then turn up my cape. So just keep watching. So once I get to the armhole area, I'll leave 2 inches, okay? I won't touch that 2 inches. Now that 2 inches will help us to what? When we are going to trim, trim the armhole, so that not only trimming the armhole, so that we'll see space to join what? Our sleeves. Alright, so now once I was done with this, I'm going to now bring my lining and turn upwards my work. So I'll bring my lining, I'll place it on that cape. Alright, that same line I use in sewing the cape, I do it gently. I'm going to use my pin to also pin it. So once I pin it, I will now what? Stitch it and then do all my turn up, okay? So it's very easy. Just watch how I'm doing it. I use my pin to what? To hold it what? Together, and then I'll do my turn up and I will show you how it is. So now through the turn up, you can see that 2 inches I was talking about on that armhole area. You can see that allowance I kept there. Now I'm going to fold my cape inside and then I'll stitch on top. You saw what I did there. All right, I try to remove my cape on the way so that I can close up what my armhole. So now I'm going to trim off what 2 inches, let's say 1.5 inch, leaving half, leaving like okay, let's trim up 1.25 inch, and then we'll leave 0.75. Now I'm going to use like a 1/4 inch what to sew, and then I will leave 1/2 inch on the other side because of my sleeve. So don't forget that, okay? I'm going to pin so that I can get it accurately. So like I said, leave like 2 inches and trim 1 inch, and then use 1/2 inch to what? To join, and then the remaining 1/2 inch you're going to use to join what? Your sleeve. That was the reason why I said leave 2 inches on that armhole area. So I'm going to sew it. Okay, so once I sew it, I'll come and show us what the finish, the look. Okay, so now I was through with sewing it here. Now you can see where the cape stopped. This is where the cape stopped. It stopped somewhere very close to the armhole, like 1/2 inch to the what? The armhole area. Now I'm going to go and top stitch that side. I had to use pin to hold it after I was through with turning up. I used pin to hold that area I showed you just now. Yes, you can see the pin. I use pin to hold it. So now I'm going to go and top stitch that area so that the cape can relax very well. And so once I was done with doing that, I'll stitch the what? The lower area. I'll stitch there too, so that my work um can be together and stop what? Shifting. So here we were done with what? Doing that. So this is how it's looking. So now I'm going to bring the yoke so that we'll start inserting what? The yoke. All right, so you can see how it is. It's really coming out. So I'm going to get the yoke, and then we are going to what? Insert what? The yoke. I usually use this method. All right, I like using this particular method. So I will lay my yoke on the table. I'll actually use a foam. So there's a foam on the table. If you used to follow my video, I usually like doing this on a chair, upholstery chair. It usually helps me very well. So remember, this is the collar. This is the our collar. All right. This is a both join. I've joined the back side. I'm to be joining the back side, so I'm joining the front side. So now this is the front. You can see how round our turtleneck is looking. So I'm going to use my pin and pin the net on that foam. That you are seeing it's on a table, but there's a foam on it. So I will use my pin to pin it together so that it won't shift. I have to use my pin to pin the net so that it will not shift. So now I'm going to place my my dress on it, okay? But before I place, I am going to measure. Please measure. I'll measure from the shoulder to the underbust. The person I'm working with, from her shoulder to her underbust, is actually 16.25. So I'll measure so that I won't place my my dress on the wrong place. So I'm going to what? Measure. So from there I measure to what? To 16.2. So here I'm correct. So now I'm going to start pinning. All right, if you think it's not sitting fine, you can by yourself what? Try to what? Put it what? Together. So once I get what I want, once I got what I wanted, I'm going to what? Pin. All right, I'll pin it together. It took time anyway. So we'll pin it. And once we're through with pinning it, I'll show you how to stitch. All right. Remember that place you top stitch. That is where you're going to sew from. Okay. Don't be afraid. And I know by this time, a lot of people will be like, this thing won't it be too hard when sewing? Of course it was. And that was the reason why you saw me using that machine. That's not the regular machine I used to use. So what is going to happen now is that I'm going to finish pinning the work, and then I will take it towards to my machine. That my machine is a very, very strong machine. So whenever I'm sewing hard things, I used to use that machine. So it's not the normal regular machine I usually use. So this is another one. Okay, so now once I was done with it, I'm going to go and stitch. Okay, like I said, I will show you where to stitch from. We're going to stitch from that place we top stitched. Remember, all right, I'll show you the place. So I'm going to stitch right from that place. Okay, we're going to stitch right from there. All right. Okay, so now we'll go to the machine and stitch there. So once I was done with that, I'm going to join my sleeve. I was done with stitching there, so I'll join my sleeve, and then when we finish joining our sleeves, I'm going to go ahead and close up my work. And so once we were through with closing up the work, I'll come and show us how beautiful our work is looking. At this point, I'm going to join my zipper. All right, I've forgotten I've not done this, so I'm going to join our zip. And so after that, 1, 2, go. This is the finished look of the dress. You can see how beautiful she's looking. I loved how it turned up. Now on the center area, I had to join some fabric on it so that my client's cleavage won't show much. You can see on the center of that part, we joined some materials under it. Okay. All right. So this is the beautiful dress. I know you like it. I like how it turned up from um the turtleneck to the cape to the dress. Wow, this is so beautiful. All right, so if you find this tutorial very helpful, please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, and if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm begging you in the name of God, subscribe. Okay. All right, until I see you again next week, I want to say I love you all. And I want to say thank you for always coming back to watch and watch and watch our video. I'll see you again in my next class. My name is Cynthia. Bye.